Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to the MMA Short Show. As always, your boy, Steven Moustaris. And when it comes to Islam Makhachev and Arman Tsarukyan this weekend, clearly we all know this is a rematch. Clearly we all know these guys have gotten so much better since they fought in, 2019. But I'm hearing a lot of people kind of breaking this down, saying, "Oh, it's going to be two grapplers going up against each other," which ultimately is probably going to lead to a stand-up battle, like we've seen with the Usman and Colby Covington fight, like we saw with the Damian Maia and Ben Askren fight. Usually they're not the prettiest either. But if I'm being real with you guys here, I do think these guys stand-up I think their stand-up is a lot better than these guys that we've already mentioned. But I'm telling you guys, I wouldn't be shocked at all at Islam Makhachev just running through Arman Tsarukyan. Like, I'm expecting a good fight. I'm expecting a barn burner. I'm expecting back and forth. I'm expecting it to go deep into the fourth, fifth round. But if I'm being real too, at the same time, Islam Makhachev is something special, man. And I think he's got a lot owed to him at this rate. I don't see him falling here. Every time we kind of deny him or think, oh man, we saw him have a close fight with Volkanovski. What did he do next? He came back out and destroyed Volkanovski in the rematch. And I know it was short notice, I get it, but with this last fight, him not looking the greatest against Dustin Poirier, I'm expecting him to come out and, really prove something here. And I do think his stand-up is better than Arman, but I don't think he's even going to try to mess around with it. I know Arman's got some wild axe kicks and some wild, different, types of, strategies he's like to throw out there and different looks that he likes. He's awkward when it comes to the stand-up, but I can't get it out of my mind, man. Watching Charles Oliveira almost finish him twice in the submission game, and we all know that, maybe Charles is more decorated when it comes to the submission game, but when it comes to Islam Makhachev, when it comes to Khabib Nurmagomedov, man, these guys, it's just the relentless pressure. It's just knowing the human body and how to just manipulate it. It's crazy to see what these guys do, and there's no hate towards Arman Tsarukyan whatsoever, but when we look at the guys that he's fought, man, like, come on now. Come on. I just don't think it's quite at the level yet. Yes, I know that he beat Beneil Dariush with a nasty knockout, and I know that he got the win against Charles Oliveira. But, I don't know about you guys. I thought Charles won that fight. I thought he was in a nice place there twice through the 3 rounds that he almost got the job done. So, I still thought Charles won, and even if he wins. But we look at his level of competition. Damir Ismagulov, and then you had Christos Garrigos, and then Joaquim Silva. And then you got Matt Favola in there. Most people know the steamroller, but still, you think these guys are as high level as this man, Islam Makhachev? And I'm just not going to lie, man. I see Islam getting it done, and I know a lot of people are expecting that Ilia Topuria fight. I'm telling you guys right now, Islam he's done with it. I think this might be the last time we see him at 155. He wants to go up to 170. He's owed. He gave Volkanovski 2 chances. He gave Charles Oliveira another chance. You think he's going to give him another rematch? You think he's going to give Arman Tsarukyan another rematch? Anything he's going to do now are going to be rematches, because at 155, nobody's making the splash yet. And if Aaliyah does come up and get a couple wins and maybe takes the belt after Islam moves up to 170, maybe we could see that then. But that's not going to be for a while. I think Islam looks at the UFC and goes, hey, baby, I'm owed that 170 chance. I already know I can take out Bilal. We've already heard Bilal admit it in the gym. Like, these guys, Islam and Khabib, still are just running straight through him. Like, hey, man, I got a title fight coming up. Like, this isn't fair. And if he loses to Shavkat, I still think that's a phenomenal fight for Islam. I just think he's 33 years old, about to be 34 this year. This man is owed something. We already witnessed it with Khabib. That man is not afraid to retire early. And if Islam's only here to prove a little bit extra and get a nice little legacy going, what more of a legacy are you going to get from having another title defense at 155, going up to 170, winning that thing? Say you get another title defense there, and then maybe even going up to 185, like we've heard your manager talk about, Ali Abdelaziz. Like, I've already talked about this for years. I think one of the most, missed out things of all time, when we came to Khabib retiring, is I always wanted to see the Khabib tour. We all know Khabib was so dominant. I wouldn't have been shocked at all at that rate. I think his toughest match would have been the Usman fight at 170 at that time. But who was champion at 185? Izzy? You're telling me if Khabib gets Izzy on the ground that it isn't night for that man? Rides him out for 5? Or you're telling me he couldn't do that? You're telling me he couldn't go up to 205 and maybe take out Jan Blachowicz? Are you joking me? And then heavyweight would have been tough between Francis and Stipe and stuff, but we're not expecting him to win. But we've heard guys like Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier, two of the greatest heavyweight wrestlers we've ever seen, talk about how Khabib even gets the best of them sometimes. So I would love to see Islam get that chance, but regardless, he's probably got 3 or 4 more fights in him, 5 more fights left in him. Truly, maybe even 3 or 4 years left, however many fights he wants to get in that time. But also, he's always going to be taking the chances to be losing. You never know. He's maybe 1 loss away from retiring. So I'm just telling you guys, I don't see it playing out in Arman's way. Clearly, we could be eating my words here later on, and Arman could have got the win, knocked him out, made it look easy. And we're sitting here at the end of the year with another rematch between the two. I wouldn't be mad at that. But if we're being honest, this is Islam's turn, man. I think he's just something special, and I can't wait to see what's next for him. I don't think it's going to be who's next at 155. I think it's going to be who's next at 170. Is it going to be Shavkat or Bilal? And you guys already heard the way I've been slurping him up already. This man Islam, I like him against anybody at 170 at this rate. So you guys let me know what you feel. I'm crazy excited for this fight. And the last, 5 minutes I've been talking about Islam here, I could be eating my words in a couple days after if Arman goes out there and destroys him. But I'm telling you guys, expect Islam to win and expect it to be off to the races at that rate. I wouldn't be shocked at all at one, win against either whoever wins against Bilal and Shavkat, or if somebody gets hurt, he just steps right in. I think he could beat both guys, and then I wouldn't be shocked at all if he sticks around for maybe 1 or 2 more title defenses. And if he's so dominant at 170, I wouldn't be shocked at all. He takes one chance at 185. You're telling me he couldn't beat somebody like Sean Strickland? Like, come on now. I like Islam a lot in that fight. Come on. But you guys let me know. As always, your boy, Steven Moustaris. And let's go, baby. Let's go.